We got a CSS battle today for you folks. We are going to be competing to see who can get the highest score on Entangled. This is the item that we're going to be CSS coding up for you today. And the highest score means that our code needs to be the smallest possible code to make this image. And it has to be accurate as well. 15 minutes on the clock. Are you guys ready to code this thing?
I'm ready.
Let's see some circular radial gradients or whatever the hell Wes is going to do. Let's get going.
Okay, I think the play here is to get that red circle in the same spot. Yeah, Scott mentioned radial gradients. I'm just going to do a border radius circle.
I'm thinking immediately I go for radial gradient because that's my move. But like radial gradients are very long in CSS. So I'm wondering if 2 elements would be easier. Like 2 circles, not hard. And then that little pie shape.
I like my little stupid BG color trick thing, which, I mean, come on. BG color.
Set the background on this. Give it a border radius. I'm going to make the border radius of everything be 50%. We'll use a p tag instead of a div, so it's smaller. And let's set the background of the whole page to be that blue color. Now let's make it bigger. So I think this is probably like 250 and 250 height. That's too big. Probably 200, probably 150, maybe 175.
But then I could do it entirely with radial gradients. Let's do radial gradients. Screw it. It might be too long, but I don't care. All right, so let's do style tags. Body background is that. I'm gonna do variables here. And then I'm going to just make it smaller at the end. Okay, so gradient 1 is going to be the yellow one. Radial gradient, circle. Man, I always forget. I'm gonna have to go to look up what the actual thing is, but 50% red, 100%. And then background, we'll leave that. Background dash image is going to be the gradient 1. Oh, I got it. Okay, good. So what we want here is we want it to be yellow, 200 px, transparent. There we go. Okay, good.
So what we're going to do a PA, all right? Got to have the PA. And with the PA, we're just going to say A with the A, height of 100 pixels. I know this is more like 200. Width of 200 pixels or 100 pixels. Again, this is a circle. And then we're going to give this a simple color of yellow. We're just going to say background. And I want to go fast here, folks. I'm Sonic. Border, radius, and we'll say 50% because that's going to be shorter than anything else I have to do. 200 pixels, sure, why not? I'm sure it's closer to 180 or something stupid. There's all kinds of different ways you could position this thing. You could also just translate it. I'm going to do something interesting here. I'm going to do a box shadow. This box shadow is going to be red. This box shadow is going to look like 0 pix, 0 pix, actually negative 100 pix, 0 on the fuzzies, and then red. I'm going to do, 0 on the x-axis. I'm doing a classic box shadow here, folks, and I'm trying to just get this done. I am not playing today.
I am going to do absolute positioning here. So let's just say position, absolute. Let's bring it down 50 pixels from the top. We'll do it from the right, 50 pixels as well. So let's get it lined up. Ours is a little too far to the right, so let's bring it over more. 65-ish?
200 is much too large, so let's try 100. Is that the right size? Somebody told me that there was a trick for measuring things. I can use my screenshot tool, maybe 80, 90 pixels. Okay, good. So that's the first one.
I'm so sick of losing these things. And then the next thing we want to do is you could always do like an after on this, which honestly, that's not a bad idea. We can approach different things different ways. I can have a PA, we can have a PB, peanut butter and jelly, all that good stuff. Now, PB is going to be, let's just say the same thing right now. We're going to try to get this done with time to spare. That way I can spend the rest of the time making this look nice. And instead of border radius being 50, 50, 50, we're going to say 50% 0, 0, position fixed, position foxed. What am I, Fantastic Mr. Fox here? That's a great movie. All right, So it looks like this is clearly not the right shape. Height needs to be half of that, 160. Ooh, that does not do what I want it to do.
Oof, this is going to be the hardest part. Okay, let me just make this way smaller. Let's go like just a 50 by 50 circle. Let's get it aligned at the exact top center, and then we can work on the width and height. So if we do right 80, 90, 120, and then top 44, 125, 124, 123. So that like aligns it perfectly, and then we can get the width and the height exactly, but then we'd have to adjust right and left. So let's say if we do 100 width, 100 height, then we'd adjust right by 50. 123 minus 50 is 73. That's completely wrong.
Let's do the second one, and then we'll do var -- grad 2, and we'll do background position. We want to move it over top left, top right. That didn't work. Oh, we need to do background size. Oh, that's why everything was, background - size. It was 200 px. There we go. No repeat. Okay, there we go. Got the two things. Top left, 50 px. There we go. Hokey, I nailed that. Okay, and then top right, negative 50 px. Oh man, I nailed that. Holy smokes. Okay.
Okay, so 100 wasn't it. Let's do 150. And I'm just going to do a calc for now. So this was 123 minus the width divided by 4. Can you do a calc like that? I guess not. So 150 divided by 4, 37.5. This is horrible. 123 minus 37 is 86. 85, 84, 83, 82, 81. This, my friends, is the worst CSS battle I've ever done. Okay.
Now I need one more for this little pie here. So gradient 3 is going to be a conic gradient. Is a conic gradient a thing? Yes. Why is it not in there? Conic gradient from 0.5 turn. Just give me a simple one here. That's a simple one. Take all this BS out. var -- grad 3. Top right 50 px. Why is my... Oh, that's because I have the word background in here. There we go.
Somehow I've done it. So it's a 180. I don't know why that took me so long, but it's a 180 by 180 circle and then just offset by 60. Oof. Okay. Next, I'm just going to create a yellow circle right behind it. And then after that, we'll create a semicircle on top. Call it done. So we need another p tag. We need the yellow one to be drawn first. So I'm just going to give this an attribute of y. I'm going to style both of them. And then specifically for y, we'll set its right to be much, much bigger, and its background to be that yellow color. Okay, now all we have to do is get the right. So let's try 150, 155, 160. Okay, that gets that. Now we just need a semicircle right on top. I'm going to go ahead and submit just to see if there's anything weird, because we should get really close here, like at least 80%, I think. 96.6.
You know what? That was like the thing that I thought was just going to be the answer. How do you do a dang half circle? I have no doubt that they're Googling this right now, because that's the type of guys they are.
How do you make a semicircle in CSS? I don't know. I am going to search the web.
Width, height, border radius... so I'm doing something wrong. So the height should be 90, which is the height should be 90. Sorry, I found an article that shows how to do it, and then the border radius needs to be what the height is. So like that. Okay. So it turns out it was easy. So, theoretically here, we could just position fix everything. And that way we could get something on the board here, and we can say this is going to be left 100 pixels. This is going to be left of 50 pixels. Again, this is just kind of classic guessing. Like I said, we're going to lock in a score here at least. That way I have time to goof around with other things. Let's put on the diff here. Let's get this at least lined up a little bit here.
I want this pie, but also, shoot, I'm going to have to do like border radius on something damn. Foiled by the conic gradient.
I like get this box shadow over a little bit more, a little bit less, a little bit less. No, not 190, bro. So like, there's clearly something up with the top here. 8 minutes left. Let's see. Is this a 100% accuracy? If this gives me 99%, I'm going to throw my computer out the window. Where does it even say? It says my high score, accuracy. Where's the accuracy? Here's the last score. Here's the high score. Where's the accuracy? Don't just tell me a score. 100%. Bingo, bango. Copy this. Let's mix it down. And then let's optimize it.
Background dash image var grad 1. Beautiful. Okay. You know what? We'll do and after content is nothing. Display block background red with 200 px, height 200. Oh. Okay. Border radius 100%. Okay. Position absolute right 50 px. Top 50 px. Why is 200 too much? This is where it all falls apart.
Can I tell my Goofy movie story? Maybe I should tell my Goofy movie story while I'm doing this. I was on a plane and I tried to tell this story one time and I got cut for time, so I'm going to try it again. I was on the plane.
Border top left radius. Okay. That's it. That helps. I like that. Okay. Basically, you only set the top left and the top right and don't set the bottom left and the bottom right. So I want one more element, and this is going to appear on top of everything, and I'll call it C or I'll call it S for semicircle. And then we'll target the semicircle, and we'll also apply all the other styles to the semicircle as well. And we'll apply the color to the semicircle, which should put it right on top of the red one. Yeah, so now it's on top.
And he kind of like looks over at me like, oh, don't you love the Goofy movie? Like, sure.
Top left, top right, border bottom. Is there any way to do that shorter? Because those are really long CSS properties. I guess, yeah, you could do it with the border radius shorthand.
Angry, and this was after an international flight. Like, I was livid. Like, get me out of here, get me off this plane, get me away from this man.
Okay, that's the right spot. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we are going to, instead of having the background red, we're going to have the background to be the grad 3. Beautiful. Okay, so now we got to work on this gradient.
That's the Goofy movie story. I think I might have told it better the first time.
So if we do border radius 100 pixel 0, that's getting weird. Let me make this a weird color so I know what I'm styling. Can you do like top, left, right, bottom? Let's try it. 0, 0, 0, 0. 50%, 50%. Okay. That sort of does it. And then I guess we just change the height. So half of 180 is 90. I didn't need a calculator for that. Okay, that completely breaks it. So I guess I have to change the height. All right, I only have 4.5 minutes left. This has been very hard for me.
You could also do one position. Let's just try it. Did we determine that align item center does not work in CSS battles or what? Because like, I forget. And same with inset. Like those are two that it's like, did that, align item center. I feel like that's one that gets me every time. Align items center CSS. Does it need to be position relative? Is there something I'm missing about align items? Align items on all children of the group. Align items center. Should put all my stuff in the center, but like it doesn't.
We're gonna make that green just to show us where the rest of the gradient is. Okay, so now I want to start at 180. No, 270. There we go. How do I just make that? Oh, the green is what I want. What is this? 10 degrees do anything? Why? I don't understand. All right, let's just leave that at 0. Okay, so this is going to be transparent. Oh, people told me a trick. Look at that. Okay, now we make this green this color. I think I got it. Submit. 100%. 100%. Come on. 100%. Okay, now we gotta make this smaller. How much time do we have? 3 minutes left?
None of this is working. I see Wes celebrating over there. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't go with the AI answer. Just show me a semicircle. Darn it. Okay. Yeah, what did they do here? 10 rim, 0, 0. Oh, just half the height. Half the height. That's what I tried, I thought. 180 divided by 2 is 90. I got that maths right. Oh, what did I do wrong earlier? Because this is right. Okay. It's working. Now all I have to do is just set the top.
What other kind of optimizations can I get here? Did I remove any pixels? There's a height pixel I can remove there. I actually, it's funny, I wrote myself a little cheat sheet here. Omit closing tags. Color, is there any color stuff I could get rid of? We have this background color on both. Border radius, 50% seems like the best way to do that. Is there anything that I am applying the same value that could be on both? So this top of both P's, I could have another P top 40, and then I can get rid of this top 40, get rid of that semicolon, get rid of this top 40, get rid of that semicolon. That looks a lot shorter to me, folks.
This is not very short. So what we'll do is replace this. Okay, gradient 2 gets replaced with that. That's still less. Okay. No repeat. Do we need no repeat on there? Yeah, we do. Damn, that's going to kill me.
Let's get rid of the background color here. I see an extra space there. I only have 2 minutes left, so I'm not going to have much time to optimize beyond this. But I do need to bring it up a little bit.
Let's hope I beat these losers.
All right, let's see what these losers are saying. What's up?
Wes, we both finished ours off saying, let's see what these losers did. Because it's the same thing I said.
How did everybody do?
Good. I finished with like 9 minutes left. So then it was like trying different things out. And ultimately, I don't think I could have done better unless I really changed the approach, which I could have done that. But like, I would have need to really change my approach, and I did not. So yeah.
Yeah, I was down to the wire. For some reason, I just can't think in CSS today. So, but I got there. Got to 100%.
Oh, CJ, you got a great score.
Oh, CJ beat me anyway.
Yeah, CJ beat me too. He had a great score.
Oh wow. Okay,
I'm can't think in CSS, but still wins.
I just thought this was a bad solution. So basically, it's just 3 divs, right? I've got the red div.
3 divs.
Yeah, or three P tags. Red div, fixed position, and then a yellow one, fixed position, and then the last one is a semicircle, fixed position as well. I think what I was not proud of is all the fixed positioning. Also, I couldn't figure out, like, it took me so long just to get the width and the height of this circle. Like, I was just debugging, like, 160, 170.
Yeah.
But I got there. It's nothing crazy.
All right, let me show you my solution here. All right, I got 608, and
interesting.
I did go for the radial gradient, and it killed me because
crazy.
The word radial
definitely.
Gradient is just too big. But I was actually really happy with my approach. So I did 2 radial gradients, and then this little pie cutout that has to overlap right here, I was going to do a conic gradient, but then I realized like a conic gradient goes right to the end. So you can't do a circle radial and like a pie shape. What I ended up having to do was I used a second element, an after element, and I positioned it, and that killed me.
You took the most overly complex approach to this. I gotta say it.
Certainly.
This
I had a fun
wild.
time.
I also lost to CJ, but I don't necessarily, and I don't know how necessarily, because I was right there.
Oh, you
641.
got pretty good, though. 640.
I only used 2 elements. One element is the yellow one, and then I had a second red one, which is just a box shadow. And then I used a half circle that is just another paragraph tag. And I don't understand necessarily how this was less code or more code.
Funny.
Yeah, it is somehow.
You covered up the top with a red semicircle. I actually covered up the bottom left with a yellow semicircle.
Yeah.
The glass half empty guy.
Yeah.
Guys, that was an awesome CSS battle. We actually all crushed it. CJ, I can't believe yours went to the I finished mine with like 8 minutes to go and had all that time, and I was feeling pretty dang confident with my solution. So I'm going to be a bit of a sad panda over here, but good solutions, guys. Wes, I'm just glad you had fun.
All right. Congratulations, CJ. You did great. Even though you were not on top of your game today, you are the winner of the game. CJ lovers, rejoice. We'll see you in the comment section.